G'day guys, my name's Alright Taz, and that is my 2014 Triumph 865cc EFI Speedmaster. What a gorgeous bike. I'm absolutely in love with this bike, and I thought I'd do a quick walk around of it and some of the modifications that I've done so far. So it's 865 air-cooled. This is the outgoing model, and it's been replaced by the 1200cc water-cooled Triumph Bobber platform Speedmaster. But this is the one that I actually wanted. This is much more retro looking in my opinion. This was the bike that I've been after since I first saw one in the Triumph dealership 2015. About 65 horsepower, 865 cc's. It's EFI, but they've done a cool job of making the throttle bodies look like a set of carbs. This is a faux air cleaner. The actual air cleaner itself is up in underneath the seat, and this bike's actually got a K&N filter replacement. It's got a choke, which is actually just a fast idle switch because it's EFI. I think it looks fantastic and it goes really nicely. I've only ever had V-twins, and this is the first parallel twin I've had. It's 270 firing, or crank angle firing, and it gives it a lot of torque. It's absolutely beautiful to ride. That's not a radiator up front, that's an oil cooler because it's an air-cooled bike, and yeah, love it. It goes really nicely. It's probably quicker than the V-twins I've had, and a lot less fanfare. It's a bit quieter, but yeah, absolutely love it. It's a fantastic, it's a factory bobber-esque style motorcycle. So it's got the slimline front mudguard. It's got the sort of factory cut-off back mudguard. It's stripped down from the factory, so realistically, because I bought this bike to do some longer miles on, I'm not going to strip it down much more than what you see here and now. Plan on doing a few more mods to it, but they'll come in the months ahead. When I bought the bike, it had these Wilbers shocks. They're German and they're worth about $1,900, so I haven't taken them off. They're fully adjustable, uber adjustable. It's got about 22 points of adjustment on the rebound, the dampening, the preload. They're just, yeah, incredibly adjustable shocks. The guy who had it before me was a fair bit bigger than me, and he had them wound up because they're adjustable. You screw these in and you can wind them down like coilovers in a car. He was a big bloke, and bottom line, he had it wound right up, back up, nose down, and I was struggling to stand over it for such a low bike. I was on absolute tippy toes when I did the test ride. And I got it home, wound them down. I like the look of them. I personally wouldn't justify $1,900 just on a pair of shocks for the riding I do, but they're on it and I'm not going to change it. When I bought it, it also had a screen, and I've left the bobbins on. I don't really like the screen. I don't really like the look of it, but it is nice and comfortable on the highway. So I've left the bobbins on and I've just got the screen hanging up in the garage. If I do some longer trips on it, which I plan to, I may end up putting the screen on for those longer trips. It had handguards on it, and I laughed because my wife pays me out constantly for leaving them on. And when I was doing the test ride and looking at the bike, I was going, they're coming off, they're coming off, they're coming off. But actually, after riding it a few times, they are awesome, and they're staying on, they're staying on, they're staying on. I'm really actually quite like the handguards. They keep my hands nice and warm. It might be about 30 degrees here today, but Tasmania is generally a pretty cool environment, so those handguards have made riding this bike pretty comfortable. As far as modifications go, I'm not sure why, but the guy who had it before me put different pipes on it, and they're a lot quieter than stock. I don't know why you'd put quieter pipes on it, but they're nice. They sort of still have a throaty rumble, but they're so much more quiet than the stock pipes, so I think I'll try and pick up a set of stock pipes or aftermarket British Customs or Engos down the track to put on it to give it the throaty roar that it deserves, because at the moment people don't certainly go running into their houses in fear when I ride past because of how quiet it is. I've put the clear aftermarket lenses on the indicators and the brake light. The thing that lets this bike down, in my opinion, is that back light. And while I find one that I like, that I can put on, that cleans up that back end for me, I've just put the clear lenses on. Bought them from an aftermarket distributor. I think it's about $89 all up or something like that. And they look great, in my opinion. They certainly clean up the look of it and just reduce the number of colours on the bike. I've got amber and red globes, obviously. Standard, the Speedmaster seat's a gunslinger style. It's got a pillion seat that comes right back here. While it doesn't look terrible, any bike, in my opinion, looks better with a single seat. And my wife rides, so I don't need to carry her as a pillion. So I got this genuine Triumph Speedmaster / America seat online. It was $270 delivered. Being genuine Triumph, it just bolted into the standard holes. And that's one thing I've found with this bike so far. Every time you take something off to customise, the holes are already there. This bike is built for customisation, and that's absolutely awesome. I haven't had to dodgy anything up. There's not a cable tie in sight holding anything on. So I'm really happy with the ability to customise it. In replacement of the pillion seat, I've got this eBay rack. That's pretty cool. It only cost me $40 delivered and fits brilliantly. Just bolted straight on, as you can see. And then I built this old school style sissy bar on the back. When I bought the bike, it had a Givey box, helmet box on the back, and it looked dreadful. It had to go. I didn't even ride home with the box on it, honestly. I hated it that much. And these were chrome that clashed with the black fender struts. So I've taken them off, sanded them, sprayed them, drilled some extra holes through them. And then I had this sitting around from a previous project. I'm 100% sure what bike it came off. It could have been an 1100 V-Star. But I had it sitting around on the shelf. And I made some spaces. And I've mounted it all up together. And there is my sissy bar for my Speedmaster. And I think it looks really cool. I think it keeps with the old school style of the bike. Plan on doing a few overnighters, so the rack and the sissy bar will help hold my tent, swag, sleeping bag, my kit. The other thing I've done is put the obligatory knee pads on it. Speedmaster doesn't come with pads. It took me a bit to track some down. I eventually found some in the ACT on Gumtree. They were new old stock. They were still in their packaging. Completely legit. Bargain price. Snapped them up. They arrived express post in a couple of days, and here they are on the bike. I think they look great. I think they really suit it. Have been genuine Triumph. They fit in the gap perfectly. Like everything with this bike, it's absolutely thought out, engineered, just very, very easy to work on. Guys, we'll just fire him up again. So there it is, the walk around of my latest bike, 2014 Triumph Speedmaster, 865cc, fuel injected, got 65 horsepower, which is more than enough for the chassis and the brakes that it's got. Clear indicator lenses, handguards, knee pads, aftermarket exhaust, wilbers shocks, rack, sissy bar, clear lenses. So guys, my name is I Ride Taz. I'll see you next time. Till then, I am out.